In the half century I have been on this earth, I have realized that sometimes things can work out in funny little ways. As you know, I wear football kits for all of these videos, and I get them from Mystery Jersey King, not an ad. And I don't know what I'm getting each and every time. And well, I wish I got this one a month or so ago, because we got Palermo, baby. And welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Off of the Bottom. I am Mr. Cellophane. If you've been enjoying the series so far, please make sure that you hit that like button on this video. And if you're one of the many people who are watching who are not already subscribed to the channel, please take a moment and do so now. It's absolutely free. It supports me and the work that I'm doing, and I greatly appreciate it. We've hit the month of February, and so far things going pretty well at KORTRIJK, as you recall from Friday's episode. However, if you're watching this on the day it comes out, the last one was on Friday, we had an embarrassing defeat at home against Royal Sport Club Anderlecht. But before that, we've enjoyed a nice run of 4 consecutive victories, 3 under our stewardship, 1 against Ghent under the interim manager. So we are hoping that we can return to our solid form when we hit the road to take on Standard Liège. We've got 4 matches we're going to be covering in the episode today. After the standard match, we are going to go off camera, and I'll bring you the highlights of the home tilt against Antwerp and the away match against Liège before we return back home to take on OH Leuven. I have made a few minor tweaks to both this and the shut the door tactic since the last episode, because if you've been following the Twitch stream, link in the description, you will notice that I've been doing a lot more in-depth looking at tactical stuff. I'm not going to explain everything now, but here are some of the changes we made. Our defensive midfielder is now a ball-winning midfielder on defend rather than a halfback. One of the Carroleros we've turned into a Mazzala to cover a little bit more of the attacking, since we do have a fullback on defend on the left-hand side, and our shadow striker is now an attacking advanced playmaker on attack. And the strikers, well, we kind of just go with whatever works best for the player. So we're taking on a team in standard that is second on the table, but in worse form than we are currently. So it's going to be Seneschal in goal, Santos, Paramons, Badarina, and Papadakis on the back line. Papadakis in because, yeah, we got Nafor's Darlene suspended in the last match. Midfield 3 of Moncu, Garnier, and Luan. Benali is going to be linking them with the strikers, Alonso and Tadic. Well, my friends, this is what happens sometimes when you put a middle-aged man in charge of the technology. Sometimes he has to pause because he wants to let the dog out of the room and not have to edit out any useless footage. And sometimes he forgets to unpause when the match starts. So we're going to bring you the highlights of Standard Liège playing host to KORTRIJK. And we got ourselves off to an absolutely rip-roaring start, enjoying the possession right off of the opening kickoff. Benali going around the side, Tadic squaring it into Alonso, who puts the header past Alexandrov for a 1-0 lead, but that was going to be it for us. We just could not keep control of the ball for very long in this match. Standard Liège was all over us. Moncu's pass intercepted by Kim Dong-jin, fed forward, Pinto putting it past Seneschal to tie things up at 20 minutes in. And it just felt like it was going to be like that all day long. Sliding tackle, Kim Dong-jan, hop mark, Pinto, second verse, same as the first. And 2 minutes later, we found ourselves down 2-1. And that wasn't it for the scoring in the first half. Kim Dong-jin on a yellow card, still factoring in on the play. The center back up on the throw-in. Drops it for Aselin. Sharapina feeding Hopmark. Our defense losing men left, right, and center. And it was 3-1 Standard. 31 minutes into the match. Blissfully for us, they were done with that. We did have an opportunity to claw one back. Sergio coming in off of the bench. Just skied a header that much over the bar in like the 82nd minute. But we ended up falling the Standard 3-1 on the road. So it's back-to-back losses against incredibly tough competition. So I'm not going to let that worry me too much. Yes, we've lost 2 in a row. That stinks. But right now, we as a team are punching above our weight. When we took over just 5 matches ago, we were sitting next to last on the table. We are now in 12th, out of the relegation zone, although not fully safe. We are 4 points ahead of the team right behind us. So we do have to keep our eye on that rear view mirror, but we are doing well. And we're going to be taking on an Antwerp team that's mid-table that should be much more easily overtaken than Standard was. So if we're going to lose, let's lose to the big boys, because losing to the big boys, kind of expect to do that. See, I knew as soon as I opened my mouth what was coming next. This was not a game where you wanted to be Josip Baturina. Hagen's cross comes in off of Baturina's back heel, credited with an own goal to put Antwerp up 1-0. And then more misfortune for Baturina. Hagen sending it back to Oliveira. That skips off of Baturina's left leg. Not credited for an own goal, but 2-0 Antwerp. Treq would add a penalty in the waning moments to get one back, but 2-1 your final score, and we've now lost 3 on the spin, which led us to make some minor tactical tweaks, primarily turning Benali from an advanced playmaker to a Treq artista, which is basically an advanced playmaker, you know, without having to defend, because he really can't do that. Aziz with his first career goal for Lier's off of the corner made it 1-0. We would get one back. Beautiful pass by Immonia around the side. Tadic puts it past Vecchiarelli to tie things up at 1. We did have a flurry of late activity from the legs of our guys in stoppage time in the second half, but sadly we could not put a second one past. We end up with a 1-1 draw, which leaves us right where we started, 12th on the table. We're 2 points ahead of Westerlo, 4 behind Molenbeek. They ended up picking up a draw, not this week, but the week before, to extend their lead over us. Not too bad. And I do want to very briefly just bring our attention to Leandro Santos, who has been absolutely fantastic for us. He may not be showing up on the score sheet, but defensively, over 3 interceptions per 90 minutes so far under our tutelage puts him second in the Jupiler Pro League. You know something? I'm fairly certain that in my nearly 2 years of creating content for Football Manager on Twitch and YouTube, I think this is the first time I've ever used the Treq artista. I do know it's the first time I've ever used a roaming playmaker, and that's the role that Immonia was playing in. I didn't mean to bury the lead, but, you know, just in case it didn't really work out. Seneschal's going to start in goal. It's going to be a back four of Santos, Vanderson, Peramans, and Nafors Dalin. Manku, Garnier, and Immonia in the midfield with Benali, linking things up between Tadic and Alonso. We're taking on OH Leuven. We're at home. They are in 14th place on the table. We are expected to win this one. If we do, then we'll just make things a little bit easier for us, as we have 3 matches after this one left in order to secure a spot in that middle group. The middle group cannot get relegated. And we're doing our press conferences now, because I realized that you can affect your players with what is said in the press conference, and leaving it up to the assistant manager sometimes put you in a position you don't really want to be in. Hopefully, we exceed our expectations. The last match, coming back to draw 1-1, was a step in the right direction against the team ahead of us. Nice pick by Santos, as we are making an early statement that the other guys aren't allowed in our end. He's going to carry it up the left side. A heavy touch, though, taken away by Philippe. Vilk with it for Leuven. Up for Hughes, back for Vilk. Trying to move it through the midfield. We're trying to cut things off. Not doing a very good job as it's played into the middle. Al-Mohamed, though, will drop it back to Palm. Let me get that cursor out of the way so it's not as annoying. Hughes runs into a cul-de-sac. Plays it back once again. Palm, Hughes. They're really focusing play right now on this near side before switching things over to Nyssen. Arab looking to move past Nafors Dalin, carrying it deep into the box, puts it on the foot of Iwan Lays, his 5th goal of the year. However, the referee has blown his whistle. VAR is going to be consulted, and it's going to be a good goal. KORTRIJK going down 1-0. We thought we bottled them up on the near side, but they were able to get it over to the left. Lays, you know what? Decent coverage there by Paramons. Lays just kind of took a step back, gave himself some separation, and gave his team the 1-0 lead. Cross blocked off, and Leuven once again in control. Nissen to Arob. I think that's how you pronounce his name. 2 A's. Let me know in the comments how you pronounce 2 A's in Belgian. I'm guessing it's I'm going to guess Danish. Usually that's where you see the double A's there. Lays in control. Feeds it through. Arob on the underlap. Arob still with it. In for Lays. Lays with a shot. Seneschal, though, will deflect that back for a Leuven corner. Outswinging delivery from Lays in. It's a little flat, so Santos able to clear it out. Hughes looking to recycle. Deep for Lays. Back for Hughes. Hughes looking for a lane, but he's not going to find one as it's deflected back out. Pressure being put on by Leuven in this match. They already have the 1-0 lead. We haven't even played 15 minutes. Lays again with a line drive handled by Garnier. Lays back with it from Niakite. Played in Nissen. Felipe, he'll shoot it, and it'll go wide. We definitely have to shore things up defensively if we're going to be successful today. Neyfors Dahlin, we've got to be a little tidier with the ball as well. Turnover, though, Garnier, Neyfors Dahlin, Immonia. Immonia still with it, dropping it for Manku. He's got 4 men just waiting to make runs into the box. Playing a bit of a higher defensive line is OH Leuven. Santos along the near sideline. Benali's got it. Plays it in. Looking back post. Tadic, he finds him. Mladen Tadic, his 5th of the year. And we are tied at 1. And for a brief moment, VAR checked it. The defenders were calling for offside. But ultimately, Tadic was onside all day long. Great back post delivery by Benali to tie it up. That's a little bit better. Us scoring on our one and only shot so far of the match. Arab looking to take it deep. Al-Mohamed moves it to his right, puts it on Seneschal, deals with that one easily. We did take a quick peek at the table. We're currently, as things stand, 3 points ahead of Westerlo. They do have a game in hand on us, however, so things may tighten up before tomorrow's episode. Nice attempt by Garnier. Second attempt to get it back. That one was successful. Santos for Garnier. Turns. Lot of white jerseys in front of him, so we'll play it back to Santos. Into the middle, Manku pivots it across Paramons. Pushing it ahead, Immonia. Oh yeah, Paramons is playing a libero now. We're going all out here in Belgium. As that shot is going to ricochet off of the outside of the post, but not before it hit a Leuven player, so it's going to be a corner. Santos to take it. We've played 30 minutes. His corner's a bit low. Garnier looking for Benali. Al-Mohamed steps in front of him and pushes it back. Benali takes it back into his own end, and seeing a little bit more activity offensively from KORTRIJK. We're trying to hold OH Leuven. We're ahead of them on the table. They came into this one sitting 14th place, and we're hoping to keep them there and put a little bit more space between us and the relegation teams. Tadic around the side. Alonso puts it on. Nadiri gets his hand on it. Alonso can't believe that he missed it. We were thinking about maybe not starting Alonso in this one, but then we got a question in the press conference before the match that kind of put us in a little bit of a bind, so we kind of had to do that. 5 minutes remaining. We've put 4 shots on, 2 of them on target. Same number of shots on target for OH Leuven, but they have attempted 7, so we've been a little bit more efficient. We just need to take some more. Venderson, Paramons, looking, Neyfors Dahlin. He's got Tadic. Tadic puts it past the keeper, but not past the post. Oh my goodness, a chance late on in that first half to take a 2-1 lead into the locker room. That went a-begging, and oh man, we can still win this if we keep working hard. Go out there and do it. I do love giving these team talks, pumping the guys up. We're not going to make any changes over the half, just hoping that we can carry the momentum that we started to see in the last 15-20 minutes of that first half here into the final 45 minutes of the match. It's going to be a final third throw-in for Santos. Early on, Garnier back for Santos. Spins away from his man. Manku waiting before dropping it back. Venderson played ahead. Santos They're putting a lot of pressure on us. If you notice, they're trying to like sneak in and get in there over the top, but Vilk is going to get it. It's off his back. Alonso picks up and turns the garbage into gold. Jesus Alonso, his 6th of the year. There is our 2-1 lead. The goal has been awarded. There was a question as to whether he was offside before Perimon sent it in. He absolutely was not, and Alonso beating Nadiri for the 2-1 lead. I gotta say, we're starting to see all kinds of stuff here in the Jupiler Pro League. KORTRIJK once again in control. Midfield, Mancu, Garnier. Out wide to Santos. Back for Garnier. He'll look to push it forward. Looking to feed Alonso. He's ridden off it. Tadic in for Benali, and Rashid Benali slots one home inside the near post to give KORTRIJK a 3-1 lead. I've got to tell you, it doesn't really get more clinical than this. Al-Mohamed knocks out Alonso, but it comes free to Tadic. Benali into the box, slotting it home. We're doing much better defensively as well in this match, not giving them clear looks. Ball played in. Imonier taking it deep. Outside the box, back Perimons. Mancu, Navfor's Dalin into the middle. Oh, Imonier getting the loose ball, putting it over, coming that close. Let's see if we can get some fresh legs out there. Mancu's going to come out. Papadakis is going to make his way in. He's still recovering from an injury, so he's not quite ready to play a full match. I think that's all we are going to do. Erman Dupre, just wait. You're probably going to get a chance a little bit later on. Still 25 minutes remaining to play. We now have taken the lead in the number of shots on goal. Leuven just taking the 1 shot so far in the second half and failing to get it on target. And we saw it in that earlier highlight. Looking back post over the head of Tadic. He's got to go outside the box to get it. Drops it for Santos. Gets it back. Tadic in, and Nadiri, pretty easy save. But really, at the end of the day, it's not how hard you make them work. It is just the very fact that you are making them work. Let's going to move. Santos is a little tired. We're going to give him a break. We're going to bring in Usmani Kamara on the right-hand side, which means we're going to flip Navfor's Dalin over onto the left. I mean, just a couple of minutes remaining in this match. Hopefully, we can see it out. In fact, we are going to we're going to drop in to our shut the door. Let's just make sure we have everyone where we want them. Yeah, that's good. We'll confirm those changes. One of the big changes we made to the shut the doors, we made everyone sit a little bit narrower. It's a bit more compact. Any passes we do need to make are going to be made, but we also, it's not so defensive. We left the mentality balanced because we didn't want to put ourselves in a position where we were putting our own backs up against the door. A late effort will easily be handled. Not really challenging Seneschal there. He'll send it long, and that should just about do it, if I'm not mistaken, although the ref still letting Leuven have one more possession. Neeson, Akpan, challenged by Kamara, and Monnier gets it in the middle, Garnier, and that should bring the final whistle. Any moment now, Benali still with it, out wide to the left. There we go, full time. KV KORTRIJK finding their winning ways once again, picking up a much needed 3 points, beating OH Leuven at home by a score of 3-1. Well, I'm glad I got to finally show you a victory for KV KORTRIJK. We're going to come to our home screen here because I realized that since we're at the end of the regular season, or end of the season, whichever way you want to air quote that, my face would be blocking the schedule. So here you can see it. We sit in 12th, just 1 point behind Molenbeek. They do have a game in hand on us. 5 points ahead of Westerlo. Also game in hand, but we are 8 points ahead of OH Leuven. So it's pretty much just keeping Westerlo off of our backs. We've got 3 matches left. We're heading on the road, taking on Ghent in just about a week in game time tomorrow. Then we are at home against top of the table Club Brugge before finishing off the season against Union. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not. If you want to catch up with my latest video, you can check that out right there. If you want to start this series from the beginning, well, it's right there. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.